Hello? Oh, hi, Ruan. How's everything going in Sri Lanka? Ah, it's good to hear. Yeah, just staring at a large inflatable Santa Claus here. It's pretty big. It's a giant inflatable Santa Claus. Anyway, how are you doing? Happy New Year! Oh, what are my predictions for 2023? That's a great question. Well, I'm expecting a lot more saber rattling, actually. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of saber rattling, maybe even a global conflict. We'll see what happens. Oh, hey, Ruan, just see some people spying on me. Better call you back. Hey guys, didn't see you spying on me there. I was just chatting with my friend Ruan, and Ruan asked me what my predictions for 2023 were. Some guy scraping some... Picked the wrong street to walk down. This guy's scraping the snow and a snowblower there. Can you still hear me? Well, this isn't a good way to start the year, is it? Loud noises. Well guys, Happy New Year. And what are your predictions for 2023? So I was telling my friend Ruan that I don't even know if you can hear me, guys. So I was telling my friend Ruan in Sri Lanka that I'm expecting a lot more saber rattling. Saber rattling, do you know what that means? You'll hear that in the news a lot these days. So I've been watching the news or watching YouTube videos about, you know, the state of the world. And I've heard that term many times in the past few weeks. So I thought I'd teach you, maybe you don't know what it means. Saber rattling. What does it mean? It means the threat of war, or the threat of some kind of threat, especially some military conflict, right? So this guy's still bothering me with his leaf blower. Hey guys, the moon, can you see the moon up there? It's about 3 p.m. maybe, 4 p.m. and it's an overcast day. You can see the sun is setting way over there. So let me know if you've heard the term saber rattling, guys. So it means the threat of force. Like if a country threatens another country, you can call it saber rattling. Now what does that mean, saber rattling? Well, saber is another word for a sword, a saber, okay? So, you know when people go to war, or when they're gonna fight, I think they kind of clang their swords together. You know, they pull out their swords and they kind of like, maybe they clash their swords together. I'm just thinking out loud here. I don't actually know what the word saber rattling means, like why it's called that. But I think in the old days, when people would fight, they would pull out their swords, right? And then they would kind of clang their swords around with the other people. I could be wrong about this. I'm just kind of thinking off the top of my head here. Rattling. Why the word rattling? Saber rattling. Just forget what I don't know what I'm talking about, guys. But the word saber means means a sword, and the word rattle means like to shake something. You know, like a baby's rattle. When you were a baby, did you have a rattle? You can kind of shake it and make some noise, right? Whatever. That's called a rattle, or a rattlesnake, right? Here in Alberta, I've never seen them, but apparently we have rattlesnakes here in Alberta. Down in the US, they have a lot of rattlesnakes. A rattlesnake is a snake with a rattle on the end of its tail, and when it senses danger, it like rattles. The tail rattles. So that's what a rattle is. So saber rattling, I don't know. You know, sometimes you don't need to know the meaning of words. You just need to know, well, you need to know what they mean. You don't need to know the origin or why the word is the way it is. I don't know, saber rattling. I just thought I'd make this video to teach you what I know, right? And so when one country is threatening another country, like maybe having military drills, right? Like North Korea, you could say, is saber rattling. Saber rattling. They're kind of scaring the world. They're threatening. If you do this, we're ready to, you know, we're gonna launch some missiles over Japan or something like that, right? We're saber rattling. There, you could tell them, you could describe North Korea as saber rattling, right? So I was telling Ruan that I'm expecting more saber rattling in 2023, and sometimes you might even hear the term nuclear saber rattling. So that's even more serious, right? Where if one country talks about using nuclear weapons, it'll say on the news, right? This country is saber rattling. They're threatening to use nuclear weapons, or they're talking about it, or maybe they're moving weapons around and it's like, ooh, that's scary. It's threatening the world, right? So guys, you'll hear this term a lot in the news, and recently especially, you know, if you are watching like YouTube videos about, you know, the situation in the world, all the different, like, there's a lot of different trigger points, right? Little mini conflicts or maybe big conflicts. And it's like all these countries are kind of saber rattling. They're threatening. Now the word saber rattling doesn't have to be military. You can use it in other ways too. For example, you could say, you know, my credit card company is talking about raising interest rates, right? They're threatening to raise rates or something like that. So they're saber rattling, you know. You could use it to describe any kind of threat, right? If someone is threatening something. Guys, just look at how beautiful this is. Man, I live in such a nice part of the world here. Some nice white snow, sky. It's dusk right now. Dusk is the time kind of right at sunset, right? And sunrise is called dawn. So right now it's dusk, about 4 p.m. maybe. And yeah, so that's what saber rattling means. If someone threatens something, or a country threatens something, you know, you could describe that as saber rattling. And you know, saber, hey, have you seen Star Wars? You know that weapon called a lightsaber? A lightsaber, right? It's like a sword, but it's a futuristic sword, you know, with light instead of metal. So that's why it's called a lightsaber, because the word saber is another word for sword. And maybe you've heard of a prehistoric animal called the saber-toothed tiger. Have you ever heard of that? Those are kind of fierce looking creatures. So the word prehistoric means they're like in the past, a long time ago, maybe thousands of years ago, right? Prehistoric, you know. So there were these animals called saber-toothed tigers, and their teeth were kind of like swords, right? You know, if you use your imagination, you can kind of describe a tooth, those big teeth, as swords, right? Guys, look at these chairs in the snow. Isn't that interesting? A whole bunch of plastic chairs just kind of strewn in the snow. Strewn? Strewn means kind of like laid out in a disorganized way. Something is strewn. Yeah, so there's just kind of some chairs strewn out in the snow. They're kind of disorganized right there. It looks like someone just threw them here. Kind of weird. I wonder why there are these plastic chairs here. Well, welcome to Canada, where I don't understand everything. I don't understand everything about English. Don't understand everything about Canada. some nice exercise equipment here. I just teach you guys what I know, right? And so anyway, guys, happy new year. And what are your predictions for 2023? Do you predict more saber rattling, or do you predict a year of peace and calm, quiet? Wouldn't that be nice, eh? Peace. Peace on earth. Well, we just passed Christmas, so that's what Christmas is about, right? Peace on earth. There's a Christmas song. It goes like this: peace on earth and mercy mild, God and sinners reconciled. All right. What's the name of that song? Can't even remember. That phrase just came into my mind. Peace on earth, mercy mild, God and sinners reconciled. Reconciled means to be brought together after something tore apart. Like if you're ever in a relationship and the relationship has been torn apart, and you come together and you forgive each other, you love each other, you can say the relationship has been reconciled. Reconciliation, right? Truth and reconciliation. Remember in the apartheid era in South Africa in the 1990s, remember there was a guy named Desmond Tutu, famous Anglican archbishop, I think, of South Africa. He was instrumental in bringing peace to the country, and I think that committee that he founded was like called the Truth and Reconciliation Committee, right? The idea is to be truthful, but also to be reconciling, to bring the people together. In that case, it was the blacks and the whites, bring them together in reconciliation, right? So reconciliation is a beautiful thing. So with that song, God and sinners reconciled. That's what Christmas is all about, right? It's the message of God becoming incarnate. Incarnate means flesh, taking on flesh, to bring about the reconciliation between God and sinful humans. That's why the song says God and sinners reconciled. Guys, I'm out of breath here. It's cold, but it's not too bad actually. I shouldn't be a wimp. It's like maybe -3. I'm not wearing any gloves, as you can see, so it's not that bad, but it's just a bit cool, a bit chilly. Got my nice winter hat here. Wonder what the temperature's like in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka or Sri Lanka. I hear both pronunciations. Sri Lanka. How do you say it in your country? Is it Sri or Shri? Or Sri Lanka or Sri Lanka? I don't know. I've never been there. I would love to go to that country. It's on my list. Maybe I can get there in 2023. We'll see what happens. Guys, let me know, what are your thoughts for 2023? What are your plans? What are your predictions? Yeah, well, that's all I had to say today. I just wanted to wish you guys a very happy 2023. I hope your lives are peaceful. I hope it's a very good year for you. I hope, I just wish you all the best, all the peace and prosperity. Even if there's not peace in the world, let's be honest, there's probably not a very high chance of peace. But who knows, maybe it will be. But even if there's conflict in the world, guys, I hope there's peace in your hearts. I hope there's peace in your family. I hope there's peace in all your relationships, your interactions with people at your job, everywhere. Hope you have prosperity. Wish you all the best, because I love you guys so much. So guys, with that, I came to the end of the path. So this is kind of representative of the end of 2022, right? As we step into 2023, I wish you a very happy year. Happy New Year, guys, from my heart to yours. God bless you guys. And I'll bid you farewell from here in chilly, wintry, dusky. No, that's not a word. I just made that up. Dusky. Don't learn English from Mad English TV. I teach you weird words. From dusk. At dusk. Guys, take care. Stay safe. Happy New Year.